Hello you beautiful people, this is Chris from TechSpert and I'm here with the new Fossil Generation 5 smartwatch for men, obviously, because I am a man. The Generation 5 has a few upgrades over the original Generation 4, including a new battery mode for longer lasting performance, a proper speaker for audio output, a speed upgrade, more storage and quite a few other little updates over that Generation 4. So we're going to give it a full unboxing right now, get it all set up and check out that hardware and software. And for more on the latest and greatest tech, please do poke, subscribe and ding that notifications bell. Cheers! So first up there is the Fossil watch in all of its glory. Squeeze it on out there. Get a bit of a manual, a bit of a manual, a friggin' huge manual buried away at the bottom. I'm assuming it's in all of the languages. And inside of this little side compartment, you do have the actual charger cable itself. As you can see here, it is of course a proprietary charger, so similar to the likes of the Apple Watch. So all you need to do is just stick the watch on there. Should be a magnetic connection. As you can see, it just sticks on there and seems to hold pretty firmly, touch wood. And then just plug the other ends basically either into a plug adapter or a laptop or something else that provides power, and then you're good to go. So I've given the Fossil watch a good bit of a charging and now we're going to get it all set up. So what you'll need for this is basically just a smartphone with a bit of Wear OS downloaded from, in this case, the Google Play Store, but if you've got an iPhone you can also get it on the go from the App Store as well. Just hit Start Setup, agree to all the usual T's and C's. Alright, so there we go, tap to begin, and there we go. We have got the watch in action. Now I'm just copying the Google account across to the watch so we'll be able to access all of our calendar information, mails, all that kind of stuff, actually through the watch itself, just like with most smartwatches. So I've just slapped the Fossil Generation 5 on my wrist, and as you can see there, again, for a smartwatch, fairly skinny and slender there, but there's definitely got a decent heft to it as well. It definitely doesn't feel like a plastic hollow toy or anything like that, which is definitely nice. It's a 44mm case made of stainless steel. You can actually get it in a few different colours. This is of course the black model, but if you prefer a more vibrant, more lighter colour, then a few of those are on offer as well, with a selection of straps to boot. This is of course a silicone strap, and thankfully it's very, very easy to replace if you want to as well, as it's just a standard 22mm, as you can see there. So you've got to do is just pull this little doohickey here, whoop, and straight off, slap another one on, maybe a bit of a leather effort if you're gonna hit the town. Of course the one downfall of taking this thing off to show how easy it is that I can never actually get it back on again. Hooray! Oh, come on, you little oh, there we go. Beautiful. Managed it. Strength trim. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Nope. So the Fossil smartwatch Generation 5 is of course water resistant as usual. Water resistant up to 3 atmospheres, so you can do a good bit of swimming, snorkeling, all that kind of shenanigans in it. And that's despite the fact that it's actually got a built-in speaker now as well. Thankfully that retains the water resistance with that speaker setup. So you can use that basically, for instance, if you're using the Google Assistant. So what's the weather going to be like today?
Partly cloudy with a forecast high of 32.
So the volume is quite low, but if you dive into the settings, you can of course just give it a quick boost. So media volume, stick it right on the top setting, and then try that again. What's the weather going to be like today?
In Orpington today, it'll be partly cloudy with a forecast high of 32 and
yeah, so as you can see, not the best quality speaker at all. Quite fuzzy, quite stuttery, and very, very tinny indeed. But for something like the Google Assistant, it'll be fine. You can also take phone calls on this because of course, as you've seen, it's got a built-in mic as well. So you know, if it's just something quick and simple like that, it'll do the job. You do of course have 3 side buttons here as well, which just out quite a way, so they're quite easy to find even in the dark or something like that. You've got your main button here in the middle, which can be used to conjure up the apps menu. So that's just all of the apps you have pre-installed here on the Fossil smartwatch Generation 5. And another quick tap and that just takes you back to the home screen. And the other 2 buttons are fully customizable, so what you can do is just dive on into the settings, go to personalization, I believe it is. Yes, here we go. And then dive into customize hardware buttons, and you can basically set them to be one of your existing apps. And again, as with previous smart watches from the Fossil brand, you get a nice bit of built-in NFC, so you can do a good bit of Google Pay action, as you can see there, get it all set up, and that'll just be for your quick contactless payments, very handy indeed. You've got built-in Wi-Fi in there as well, so you can just download fresh Google apps from the Google Play Store without having to tether to your smartphone or anything like that. And that means you should also hopefully be able to receive notifications and everything, again, even when you're not hooked up. There's GPS support in there as well, so it can track your movements when you're out for a bit of a run and you've left your phone at home, just to sort of lighten the load a bit. And if I just slip this bad boy off my wrist again as well, you'll see there's a full heart rate monitor on there as well that allows you to do constant heart rate monitoring throughout the day, so just passively in the background. Or of course you've got the cardiogram feature and everything actually on the watch itself. I can actually get the bloody thing back on my wrist. As you can see there, the cardiogram feature, just give that a little tap and you can get a instant readout on your heart rate. As you can see, I'm really enjoying doing this video. 84 sexy times. As for the display, it's a 1.3-inch AMOLED screen. I do tend to like the Fossil displays. They're quite sort of punchy, nice and crisp. They haven't actually mentioned the resolution of this one, but I believe it's 390 by 390, the same as the Generation 4. So as you can see, all that tiny text is perfectly legible, really nice stuff, and those colours really do shine as well. I really do like it. Hopefully it should prove bright enough. It's not super bright at the moment. You can of course customize it by going into the display settings and then adjusting brightness, so it's just on automatic at the moment. If we punch it up to 5, that certainly seems a lot brighter, so hopefully, touch wood, it'll do the job on a sunny day. I'm just going to stick it back on automatic. And of course you've got the sunlight boost, which is on as well, and you can change the font size and all that kind of shenanigans as well. But yeah, so far seems very nice, and the viewing angles, as you can see there, very strong as well, so even if you're looking at it just from an awkward angle, all good. The rest of Wear OS here on the Fossil Generation 5 smartwatch is pretty standard. I'll give you a quick tour if you're not au fait with it. So you've got your main watch face right there, which you can of course fully customize just by tapping and holding. Oh, if you don't screw it up like I just did. There we go. And you've got a variety to choose from, and of course you can download more at any point. I actually quite like the main Fossil watch face. I think that's quite snazzy and gives you access to some useful info. Swipe down to access the settings menu and also a few quick toggles, such as you can see there, you can mute it, airplane mode, do not disturb battery saver, and you can actually check out the battery life that's remaining as well. Swipe this way for fast access to your Google Assistant and lots of pertinent information, including the weather, what your next calendar event is, and some quick toggles as well, such as the ability to quickly play music, start a workout, things like that. Swipe this way and you've got access to Google Tiles. So as you can see there's my fitness data. I've done a whopping 264 steps today, super fit. Weather, calendar information, and so on and so on. And of course you can change up the tiles so you can customize exactly what is displayed. And then swipe up to access your notifications, so just all of the messages, emails, things like that that's come in. As you can see there, I've got my auto security system, it's just giving me warnings there. So all kinds of stuff, so that's really useful too. Just swipe away anything that you're not bothered about. And one of the new features here on the Generation 5 Fossil smartwatch is of course a new battery mode. So before you had daily, custom and time only, now you've got the extended version as well, which can apparently give you multiple days of use from just a single charge. So it kind of fits in between the daily and the time only efforts. Time only of course will literally just give you the time, so it's quite good if you're going on like a long haul flight, something like that. You literally only care about what hour it is and that's about it. But if you hit the extended one, as you can see there, it just says turns on essential features when you need them, intended for charging every few days. And the details, as you can see, the Bluetooth shuts off at night. You've got the likes of the always off screen, and the speaker actually deactivated, the Wi-Fi as well, location tracking. So you don't have many of the main features there. NFC shut off. So yeah, so as you can see, it is quite clearly designed to shut off all but the most essential of features, which, you know, not great. If you're going to get a smartwatch, then you kind of want those features active. But you know what, if you're going to be going away camping all weekend, you've got no access to a plug or anything, but you don't want to just resort to the time only mode, then I guess that's an alternative. Personally, I just prefer the custom, to be perfectly honest, which just allows you to tweak all of the various features as you want. As you can see there, I've got most of them active. I'm going to be testing it with most of the functionality on the go, so I can actually see how good that battery life is, if it actually holds up. At the moment, I'm already down to 80% and I haven't been using it for very long, so we'll see how it goes. Sometimes it takes a few days for these things to bed in. You also now have 8 GB of storage for plenty of apps and the rest, so yeah, no worries if you want to download tons of stuff on there. As you can see, you've got quite a few pre-installed anyway, so you've got your usual fitness stuff, got a good bit of Nike Run Club. And as for the performance, it's new Snapdragon Wear 3100 backed by a whopping 1 GB of RAM. I know it sounds strange to say a whopping 1 GB, but actually in a smartwatch that is pretty rare. Normally half a gig is the sort of maximum you see. So far, touch wood, that performance is absolutely stunning. No stammers or stutters or anything. Quick tap of a button and you're not really waiting around for a response. The touchscreen seems nice and responsive, so yeah, fingers crossed this will actually be one of the best performance smartwatches out there. And there you have it. That right there is the new Fossil Generation 5 smartwatch for men. So as you can see, it comes in a variety of different styles, packs some really nice performance in there, great water resistance, nice punchy AMOLED display and plenty of functionality as well. So fingers crossed it'll prove a worthy alternative to the likes of the Apple Watch if you fancy a bit of Wear OS. It costs £279, you can pick it up in the UK right now, and stay tuned for my in-depth review after about a week or so of use to see if it's going to be your next smartwatch. So cheers for watching, everyone. Please do let us know your thoughts down below if you're tempted by the old Gen 5, if you've got the Gen 4, or you're thinking of upgrading, definitely be great to hear. And please do subscribe and ding that notification bell for more on the latest and greatest tech. Cheers everyone, love you!